Good afternoon, everybody. So I have some news for you, some interesting news for you. It's not great news, but it's news. And remember, this whole thing is a process. And I expect for things to not go as planned. And so we need to pivot. And like I said, I'm a very prepared person, and I try, when I have to pivot, I'm good at having to do that. But long story short, sponsorship is not going to work out. Sponsorship to Canada. The person who was going to sponsor us talked to an immigration attorney, and the immigration attorney basically said that as a sponsor, you would really be responsible for these people. So that means if we got in any trouble with the law, that wouldn't happen, but you know what I'm saying? It could. You never know. If, we fell ill and became a burden on the healthcare system, she would be financially responsible, just that kind of thing. And, in thinking of this, my husband is on his way home now so we can talk about it. And in thinking about this, I'm like, yeah, this is a lot. I knew that it was a lot, and it's a lot to ask someone. And so I won't be asking this person to continue, and I won't be expecting them to continue, and we won't be going this route. It's not gonna do. She did suggest that I talk to an immigration attorney, but my Give, See, and Go campaign is only at $1,750. And and I know that people are thinking, well, this is a 2-year plan. So you've got time. Yeah, I got time, but 2 years is 24 months. That's actually not a lot of time. When you talk about getting all your ducks in a row, selling property, potentially buying more property, it's not a lot of time. My husband said 2 years. I said, yeah, 2 years is also just 24 months. That's not a lot of time. And because I am so thorough and I'm a planner, I like to start. I like to know that things are in order, that, on that, when the day comes, we're ready, set, and we can just go. So I'm pivoting. Remember, our last resort is Mexico. But I don't really want to do Mexico if I don't have to. I just don't want to. That's how I feel. I would rather do Canada. And like I said, I have really good reasons for choosing Canada. So what I will do, because the United States and Canada are so close in allyship, this is what I'm going to do. It's the U.S. is one of those countries where, Canada does not need a visitor's visa. We don't have to have a visitor's visa in order to tour Canada for 6 months. And because Detroit, our home is on the other side of the river, and we'll be in Windsor, we feel more than comfortable that if they exited us out of the country, we have some place to go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to sell everything. I was going to try to keep some things, but I'm going to sell everything. And what I get for this or that, I'm just going to put it in my, donate to my own Give, See, and Go. And I don't want to use a lawyer for that, because like I said, that campaign is only at $1,700. An attorney will take all of that, and then I'm back to where I started. And I don't think that we really need an immigration attorney, at least not now at this point. So if we need one later on, I would rather contact one once we're in Canada. So we'll go there, we'll tour 6 months, we'll try to get a 6 months lease somewhere. We won't buy property right away. And if push comes to shove and I absolutely positively have to, I'll enroll in school there. That is one of the ways that they will extend your tourist visa. They will turn it into a student visa, and you can stay there for years on that visa. I have to do a little bit more research into that, but it's another avenue in. So sometimes, instead of taking the avenue that's here, you know what I'm saying, for permanent residency or even temporary residency, when that doesn't happen, it looks like we're just going to have to get there and then go from there. We can enter Canada from the Detroit side with our U.S. passports, and we'll sell everything and we'll just drive there. And that's how we'll do it. I am not going to quit. I'm not going to stop. I'm not giving up on us. I'm not giving up on this endeavor. I am dead ass serious about moving to Canada. I'm serious as a heart attack. For anybody out there that's doubting me or thinking that I'm playing with y'all, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm dead ass serious. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Again, I will leave the link to our Give, See, and Go down in the comments. If you would like to support us, I thank you so much. And even if you can't support us, like I said, if you're watching me, you have your own platforms. If you could just talk about it on your own platforms, share it with me. That's no less than what I would do for someone else. I really would do that for people. I was willing to sponsor someone else behind us, but it looks like after what we've heard from the immigration lawyer, we're not going to be able to do that. But the next best thing that I can do is I can tell you how we're going to go about it. She talked to someone, the lawyer that she talked to, he was skin folk. So they suggested compassionate entry, but I researched that and I looked into that. And being a black person and dealing with this racism in America alone is not enough for compassionate entry into Canada. It's not. If I were being pursued solely because I was black, that would be one thing. But that's not what's going on with me. And I'm not going to lie about it, even though I was willing to say that I was, related to my sponsor. That's a lie. But, I just feel like that was a more necessary lie as opposed to this one. And I don't really want to, I want to be as honest and forthright as I possibly can. So as a native Detroiter, you know what I'm saying? I always knew that we could enter Canada. I told you I've done it thousands of times, going back and forth. So that's just how we'll do it. And when we get there, we'll rent something for 6 months. I will give you all plenty of content. We're going to do new content. We're going to go into merchandising, Woke Gardner merchandising, mugs, tumblers, caftans, hoodies, that kind of thing. Just so that we can finance our stay there. I'm going to do some cooking videos, whatever interests you, and of course, we're still going to be talking about race, and I will definitely be letting you know how black folks are treated in Canada. And I will definitely let you know how Canada treats its people as opposed to how the U.S. treats its people, and how those things are different, just in case Canada, it may be an option for you. I know people like the more exotic locations, but it is what it is. This is my journey, and I'm going to share it. And I'm still grateful, even though that video I did this morning really didn't do really well. People do not like to talk about gratitude and I think the reason why that is because we don't have a lot of very grateful people walking around on the planet. And we all should be grateful for one another. And I'm very grateful to the person who wanted to sponsor us and for her help. Even though we can't go that route. So it's still, very important to say, I am very grateful to you, sister, for extending a helping hand. But this is the route that we're going to go. So we're just going to have to pivot. That's what it is. We got to do something different. Okay. All right. I just wanted to update you while everything was still fresh in my mind. Y'all have a good one.